This is the natural human condition, and anything less is a slave. Here's the intimate truth, guys. Semen retention doesn't make you superhuman. It makes you human. And in an age where the average person is barely that in itself is a superhuman quality. Look around you at your friends. Look around you at maybe even your family members, your colleagues, some of the men in your life. And you will see that as much as they have their unique and intrinsic value to themselves, they may be great friends, great workmen, intelligent, they're always crippled by some kind of vice. Whether it is alcoholism or a drug addiction, perhaps they don't have great social skills. They're always crippled again by some kind of unique thing that stops them from reaching their true potential, realizing their true divine creative powers within them. And then you look at some of the more unique cases of human beings, like Elon Musk, and then you ask yourself, how on earth is a human being like that able to run 3 different companies simultaneously? A car company, a spaceship, a space travel company, excuse me, the boring company, which is, I believe, the tunnels that are going underground in LA, and hopefully the rest of the United States. And you ask yourself, well, how on earth is an individual to have the energy, the time, and the intensity of work needed to be able to commit to carry out tasks like that? How on earth is that feasible when I can barely start a side hustle and commit to doing my 9 to 5? I come home exhausted, and I don't have the time, I don't have the energy and the mental capacity to be able to do that. And then you look at your own personal inadequacies, and you can see that there are things in your life that are holding you back. Things like the kind of addictions that I mentioned. It could be drug addiction, alcoholism. It could be pornography, of course, one of the ones that cripples us all. Coming to the point of retention, coming to the point of when you finally beat what I believe is one of the most insidious and insipid addictions of the 21st century. I often say that I think pornography addiction is the new cigarette addiction. And then when there was that narrative many years ago that cigarettes were harmless, and there were even doctors recommending them. They had the doctor's own brand cigarettes. And I believe in the next 100 years or so, we're going to look back with the same disdain and discomfort at pornography. And we're going to condemn, again, some of the doctors telling you that, hey, masturbation, watching pornography, that's completely fine. There's nothing to worry about there. It's not going to have an effect on your mental health, your physical health, your relationships with women in the future. And of course, if you look rationally at this narrative is ludicrous, it's laughable. So in an age where 99% of men are addicted to this kind of material and are beginning to experience huge amounts and bouts of depression and anxiety and stress, and some of the physiological detrimental effects of completely taxing your nervous system and your reproductive system. Because also remember that it's not just your reproductive system that is being taxed, it's your nervous system. When you reach orgasm and ejaculation, that response takes a huge amount of energy from the nervous system. And then you can start to see the arguments of why energy is hugely decreased after such an event. And how on earth would I be able to, again, commit to putting those resources in something that is more practical and pragmatic for my future? So to the men who are having extraordinary amounts of success on this journey, I think it's important for me to draw attention to the fact that you need to do something with this energy. You are part of the 1% now, and this comes off the backbone of one of the questions I had from my clients. He said, Joseph, sometimes I can't sleep at night because I have so much energy. I'm just lying there in darkness and silence, just waiting for the morning to come for me to do something with this energy. We have to have an understanding that even things like your traditional sleep patterns may not be conducive to that 1% man who has that energy, who is human, which is super. There are bouts of my retention period where I would go to bed at midnight and wake up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, because similarly, I had that capacity to be able to do that. I didn't need as much sleep. And you don't need as much sleep because you have the energy. Stop trying to rationalize and find the logistics behind some of the more typical human behaviors. Oh, I need to get my 8 to 9 hour sleep to be able to function. You are coming into a different percentile when you're on this journey. Elon Musk, I think, has publicly announced, or in an interview, not like he made a press release, but that he only sleeps about 6 hours a night. Everything is energy. Thinking about the not just the sleep that you need, but also the food that you're eating as well. You'll notice, some of you notice, be very sensitive to the fact that you don't need to eat as much, or you find the idea of eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner burdensome because you already have, again, that energy. What is food really used for? It's for energy. Stop trying to make things so complicated and look at it in terms of that. If you have this extraordinary amount of energy available to you, of course you're not going to need to utilize and leverage food or sleep as much. And that can again free your time up for more creative endeavors, more practical, professional endeavors that are going to benefit your life long term. And that is the super, if you can call it, superhuman quality. But it's not. It's a human quality. It's our innate power. This is how we were supposed to live. And that kind of entails the premise and the preface that I made in the start of this video. It's about understanding how powerful we truly are. And I think, which is the most saddest part about this, is that some of you are afraid to realize that you could be a world beater if you really thought about it. If you really knuckled down, control your vices, channeled them into something creative, looked at the world as your personal playground, or I like to use the analogy that it's your personal experiment. Go out there and try different things, experiment. Hey, if you want to create a 6-figure business and perhaps you're looking at some areas of work that you never thought that you could do, did you try? Did you actually give it a go? You have the energy now. What's the worst that could happen in that situation? It's something to meditate on deeply, my friends, that this is the natural human condition. And anything less is a slave. The 99% are. They're not even the master of themselves. So once you commit to this journey and you become the master of yourselves, the whole of nature becomes available to you. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this is something to sit on deeply. And if you subscribe to anything of which I've said, you can subscribe to me. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Take care.